Hey you, ever heard of the Harbinger experiment? The world we live in is full of things we don't understand. Being the curious humans that we are, we naturally try and seek these things out. Doing so has led us to remarkable discoveries and inventions that we could never have imagined 100 years ago. We have defeated disease, built to the sky itself, and even created machines that could take us beyond the clouds and into the stars. If our ancestors could see us and what we have created, I'm sure many of them would see us as gods. Our innate curiosity and lust for knowledge has not always led us to greatness, however. True evil and darkness have also been uncovered in humanity's conquest of knowledge, and in the end, I fear this evil will be our doom. What I am about to tell you has happened, and I feel certain it will happen again. In 1971, a scientist only known by the name Zimmerman began an extremely secretive project known as the Harbinger experiment. It was to take place in a huge bunker complex in Alaska, and 15 of us were hired for the experiment. The underground complex was massive. The control room in the center housed all the complex's electronics and was connected to everywhere in the bunker. The part that was eerie to us was the maze. There was a maze between us and 3 small 8x8 rooms that housed a camera in them, as well as having thick metal doors. And the maze was just that, long winding, had dead ends, would be really hard to navigate if you didn't know the way beforehand. Now what was in these rooms was our purpose for being there. Zimmerman was obsessed with the supernatural, and the real purpose of this experiment was to find proof of the metaphysical. He believed he could open 3 portals in the small rooms and bring over entities from another world. Now for this to work, the entities would need something to ground to, something with the will strong enough to survive possession, and what else would work than humans? Had I known this before we entered the bunker, I might have reconsidered, but at this point, I don't think Zimmerman would allow me to leave. The experiment did not officially start until 1976, but on October 15th of the same year, we began. The subjects were placed in the room, and Zimmerman asked us to meet him in the control room at 9 p.m., as the time had finally come for the experiment to begin. So out of character now, the Harbinger experiment is my favorite creepypasta of all time. It tells such a good story. It's a little long, but if any of this interested you, I have a full reading of the pasta on my YouTube. And if you don't want it read to you, you can read it yourself on the Creepypasta Wiki, and I highly suggest you do because, it's so good. So the question is,